1, 2, 3. Greetings and salutations.
The universe is just doomed.
Just do it.
Jam me, jack me, push me, pull me, talk hard.
Hey.
Hey, hello. This here's Fancy Francis Flams. I can see my mouth doing it and it was all wrong.
Hey, it's me, Perky Penny Pussy.
And I am Fancy Francis Flange Flaps.
You know what? That's the best you're going to get.
You know what? That's
take
it. We're
3.
not doing it again.
We made funny names for ourselves, like
tried.
Happy Harry Hard On, and we tried our
best.
damnedest to give you a sexy intro. And
I don't know.
whoo,
That's what happens when you try to get sexy out of us.
oh my God. So anyway, we're talking about Pump Up the Volume.
So why don't you pump up the volume for the Doombiz?
First, it's actually me, Nicole. I'm Perky Penny Pussy Pop. And Tessa.
Which makes me Miss Fancy Francis Flange Flaps.
And we've got Liana here.
Oh, we didn't make one for you.
We didn't make her a fun name.
No.
She's the FCC.
You're the
Shut
FCC.
us
She's
down.
not fun at all.
If we have too much fun, get out of line. She's
Right.
going to
She's
smack us
gonna
upside the head.
Drive her little yellow van.
Yes. So yes, the Doom Biz.
Yeah.
First, I want to thank patron Billy for the
Yes.
gift of the 30th anniversary edition Heather's Steelbook.
Yes.
Thank you, Billy.
Starring Elizabeth Perkins.
Yeah, the cover art does look a little bit like Elizabeth Perkins, but Billy didn't paint it.
No,
so
it's
that's
not
your
Billy's fault. No, it's not Billy's fault, but we thank Billy.
And what a coincidence, because that has Christian Slater in it.
Yes, it
This
does.
has Christian Slater in
And
it.
guess what, Billy? We about to tie it in.
We're going to tie it into
Yes,
Heather's.
we are.
So yeah, Instagram, Doom Generation Pod, Twitter, Doom Gen Pod, Patreon, patreon.com/Doom Generation. On Patreon, we have 3 tiers now. $2 tier, you just support us and tell us thanks, and you get all the audio bonus footage.
Give us a pat on the back for $2.
$4 a month, you get a little bit of merch and the audio stuff and some other things. And $10 a month, you get to be in one of our photo edits with us. You get a 30-second shout out, like whatever you want us to say
Your
to
choice.
you, or for you to someone.
Within reason.
Old school radio shout outs, you know. But yes, come on, be reasonable. So join us there on Patreon. And that should do it for this
That
week.
ought to
Oh,
do it.
Linktree on
Oh,
Instagram.
yes, that gets
has
you
all the
everywhere.
stuff. The merch, the thread lists, all
the
things.
stuff. That will get you anywhere you need to go. So that's the number one important thing.
It is. So pump up the volume.
Pump up the volume.
Dance.
1990.
Wrong thing.
The original podcaster.
Yes. I was like, dude, after watching this movie for the first time in like 30 years,
this
I was
where-
like, is this why we're podcasters?
It might be because I used to do this shit. I had a little Fisher Price
Yeah.
recording
Yes,
thing, and
I
I
had
would
a
like
little
make little
recorder.
radio shows on my
Somewhere
tapes.
there's a tape of me really young, like 3, going testing,
Oh.
1, 2, 3, like just a tiny little voice. Like I didn't even know it was me when I found it. My mom was like, "Oh yeah, that was you with your little Fisher
Yeah.
Price recorder walking
I would
around."
walk around and record shit, but I don't know where any of that stuff is now. I have other stuff from later on that I had like a little pocket recorder.
Nice. I never had
And
like
I
the
would
Talk
take
Boy or Talk Girl.
I have tapes, or I have a tape, but I don't know what's on it, and I don't have anything to play it on now.
The micro cassette ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little teeny one.
Nice.
I don't know what I could put it on now.
This was my favorite movie in middle school.
Which is
So I was
Odd.
11 to 13 years old watching this movie, which was about high school, but
could not imagine.
apparently I had no supervision, no parental supervision.
I mean, that makes a difference.
Right. And it had a good soundtrack.
Well, yeah, it has a great
Introduced
soundtrack.
you to some good music early on.
It's got all the best people
Yes.
cutest, youngest little Christian Slater. Well, I mean, this wasn't his youngest. He
No.
had done other things. But that's why you watched this movie, because it was Christian Slater.
Exactly. So you'd already probably seen Heathers. Like, I probably had already seen Heathers when I saw this.
I'm sure I'd already seen Heathers by the time I'd seen this.
I mean, I for sure did, because in middle school I went to Phantom of the Opera dressed like Veronica Sawyer. So I absolutely had seen Heathers in middle school.
Oh, yes. That must have been, well, no, I can't think of what it was where you like fell in love with Christian Slater. He was in a bunch of shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hard to pinpoint.
There was, because Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Oh,
Will Scarlet.
I know,
baby.
that's
We
why that
call our
little thing-
equipment. We
Yep.
have a piece of equipment we call Will Scarlet
Yep.
because of that.
Yep. But yes, little Samantha Mathis.
Which they did Fern Gully together.
And this and Broken Arrow
Yes,
was
Broken
the other
Arrow.
one that they did together. And they did date briefly.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
That doesn't at all. They were all cute.
And so he's Mark Hunter. She's Nora De Niro.
Yeah, Nora De Niro.
But spelled differently.
Yes, it was.
Cheryl Pollack as Paige. I put Seth Green as Joey. Even
I
though
did
you never
too.
see
I
his
know.
name.
Like he was in there like only towards the end.
And then he was in it a bunch, but like not in speaking parts necessarily.
No, he was just kind of there.
right there.
Right.
in the action.
Mimi Kennedy as the Ma.
Is she a Kennedy?
I don't know. Is
I just
she?
think everybody's name ever who's been Kennedy is a Kennedy.
Right. They're all related. They
Ahmet
might
Zappa
be.
was in there with hair.
Yes, he was.
I didn't recognize him because all that
didn't either.
hair.
And he was also like not until later. And who Billy Morissette as Maz Mazzelli.
And then her little friend was Lala. Crap, I didn't write it down. her
I
last
know,
name.
I
It was
didn't
Lala
either.
Something like Lala Stevenson or something like that.
Lala Stevens. It sounds like you're making it up now.
Well, I thought she might be a Zappa for a second. I had to look up to see if
Oh.
she got married because they were
No.
what? Moon Unit, Ahmet, Dweezil.
Diva.
Wasn't there a Lala or something like that? There was a no, or one of them married. Oh, maybe Ahmet married Lala back then because I
Maybe.
remember there being Lala Sloatman was her name.
Lala
was she married to any of the
Sloatman?
Zappas or in a relationship with it? Because I don't know. Lala is bringing me Zappa, but maybe it's. Her uncle's Frank Zappa.
okay.
So
Well, there you
Lala's
go.
his niece. So that was the blonde best friend of
So
Samantha
she
Mathis.
is also a Zappa.
Yeah. Exactly.
In a way, I guess.
You had to know by the name, I guess. Like
Yeah.
I said, I was like, Lala.
I love those names.
Well, because
though.
there was a time when I was like obsessed with all of the Zappa children.
Oh,
Like, 'cause
I
They were
know.
in the teen magazines.
Yes,
they, would
they
follow
were.
Moon
And my
Unit
mom
and-
was like,
yeah, same because my
Love.
mom was into Frank Zappa.
yeah,
so.
exactly. So like I knew about all of that
And
anyway.
Dweezil
so-
was.
Oh my God, Dweezil was fine.
Oh, so fine.
Oh,
So he's still. Pretty
I was
fucking
gonna say,
fine.
isn't he so cute?
Yeah, he's still pretty cute.
All right,
He's
okay,
aging well.
Dweezil.
He's aging well. I haven't
Okay,
checked up on
Dweezil.
Ahmet, but Dweezil's been aging well.
I mean,
Hey,
we'll see.
not terrible.
Not terrible. Not.
yeah.
Oh, all right. Okay. Regular guy,
And I
just a
didn't
guy.
write down a lot of the rest of the
No,
cast.
I really didn't. I mean,
The
it wasn't.
FCC guy is Michael J. Fox's dad from Teen Wolf. I don't even
yeah,
remember.
that's right. Yeah,
his
no, I don't.
name.
Nope, I didn't
And
write
that
any
one
of it down.
teacher is Audrey from
Oh, Ellen
Little Shop of
Green.
Horrors.
That's right, which I did not realize until we were watching it last
And
night.
I said, "Feed me Seymour" about something.
Yeah, and I was like, wait, what? Yes, yes.
does
And then
look like
once
her.
you know, it's like, oh yeah, that's obviously
It's
her.
fully her.
I told you, I was calling her Miss Rusty Suit.
And I was calling her Audrey all through my notes.
Right, I was calling
Yeah.
her Miss Rusty Suit through the whole thing, like Miss Two Kinds of Rust, Little Miss Rusty Suit, Little Miss Perm.
Miss Perm.
And then later after I figured it out, after you mentioned it, I started calling her Audrey. I was like, oh, this is way easier.
Yes. So anybody else notable in the cast?
Sorry.
My only other thing that I have to say about this movie, I'm going to admit it because I'm going to post the picture on our social media.
Uh-oh.
That when I was in middle school, there was a time where I think I probably tried to give myself the nickname.
Oh.
I don't know, because I don't remember if somebody gave it to me because I liked this movie or where it originated from. But somehow I thought it was appropriate to sign in my yearbook, not as in signing people's yearbooks. It was printed in the yearbook in my handwriting next to my photo, the Eat Me, Beat Me Lady,
Oh, my.
in middle school.
Yeah.
So I was no older than 13 years old.
It wasn't until freshman year of high school that I was referred to as Psycho Dyke. So,
I was advanced.
yeah, apparently.
I was in the gifted classes.
you were in
Gifted
gate.
slut.
You were
in gifted slut.
You were in the gate slut classes.
Yep. That's what happens when you're in one of the
You
only
went to
girls.
a magnet slut school.
I was one of the only girls in drumline in middle school. Is what it was. That was when I started drumline.
Yeah.
Is that you had
Yes.
to? Yeah.
Yes.
Well, no, you had to be like.
Yeah,
you didn't have to be
cool.
anything, but
you didn't have to be. You had to not be like other.
you had to be like one
girls.
of the guys, right?
Oh, just one of the guys.
Yeah, totally. That was me. Just one of
Pick
the
me.
guys.
Pick me.
So we start out with a very JD
Oh
rant.
my God. And a very apropos.
It's like, yeah, you were feeling like this in 1990. Guess what, buddy?
Guess what?
Didn't
I'm
go
feeling
away.
kind of like that now.
So yeah, you ever get the feeling everything in America is fucked up?
Completely fucked up. Everyone is an inch away from saying, that's it. Forget it.
Yeah.
The environment, the government, everything is fucking polluted.
Is there life after high school?
Well,
yeah, bro, there is.
Yeah, and
Trust
it's
me.
just more of this.
Yes. And so he goes on his tangent.
It's me. I'm horny as a 10-peckered owl. Like, eat your cereal with a fork, do your homework in the dark.
Which, huh?
Sure, because it's, like,
I mean,
it's
yeah,
a
that's
thing.
rebellious, but it's not effective.
Well, no, but I
gonna be-
mean, like,
I'm not gonna get
it's
any
just
milk
like
in
a
my
thing
cereal
to say.
bites.
He's playing Leonard Cohen. He's all fucking deep.
Yes.
He's like high school deep. He's JD deep.
Yeah.
So should we just?
Yeah, let's just tear
should
the
we-
Band-Aid off that.
Let's
So-
do it. So we decided, because as the movie went on,
The parallels are too much between this
it's
character
too much to ignore. So
and
we
JD
were like,
and Heather's.
how does this connect? So we decided that it was a Parent Trap situation.
Yeah, so first we were like prequel, but then
Right.
we couldn't retcon the parent situation because in Heather's, he just lived with his dad and he watched his mom die. So we're like,
Right.
well, it can't be now. But like a year ago, he lived happily with
right,
his
because
parents.
Heather's was before this,
Right.
2 years before this,
Right. And so we're like, okay, so it's
And
a
in-
parent trap thing. It's twins.
in Illinois.
Yeah.
Is that where that was?
I think so.
Okay,
And
and this
so
is in
they're-
Arizona.
We've decided that they're twins whose parents got divorced and they did the parent trap thing when they were babies.
But instead of just never speaking about them again, JD and Mark's mom fakes her death in one of Big Bud Dean's explosions.
And so Big Bud Dean takes JD.
Oh no, yeah, Big
And the
Bud
mom who's pretending to be dead takes the other twin.
takes Mark,
And she marries a school dean.
who is like Big Bud Dean, and
Right.
instead of like this is the way that Mark went because his dad was like a school dean, and then JD was blowing shit up because he stayed with Big Bud Dean.
And so he took these ideas a step further.
Right.
Instead of having a pirate radio station, he just tricked
Right.
people into committing suicide
could
all
act
over
it out.
the country
Right.
and blew up a school. Or
Right.
almost blew
See,
up a
like
school.
Mark feels bad about it, but
He does.
JD encourages it. There's
He
also
does.
that parallel too about like
Or so it's just the two sides
the
maybe
hopelessness of
or it's a Fight
youth
Club
and, like,
situation.
oh, perhaps. That's
JD's
also
his
another
like dark
good-
inner self. Like,
right. Well, like
But
when
there's
he
definitely a
says back
connection.
east, like he says he means specifically New York, though, right?
Yeah,
like,
he does
doesn't
say at
mean-
some point New York.
Because I mean, I guess you would say like I was from the Midwest if you were from.
Yeah. No, he does
Illinois.
specifically say I think New
Well,
York.
like Big Bud
And
Dean
the
moved
East
around
Coast,
a
I think
lot.
he says. So yeah, you never
I
know.
don't know.
Well, let us know what you think. So anyway, kids on the bus passing around cassettes, which was that a
Right.
thing?
I mean,
mean,
you
we-
made mixtapes.
We made mixtapes, and
but
like,
I didn't. I don't think I was aware of any like pirate radio
no,
stations.
There was pirate radio.
Well,
which
yeah,
was the
but
name
that was
of a
like
fucking
the
radio
actual
station.
radio
Yeah.
station. That was like a thing. That
But
was
I
just
remember
called
when you
pirate
first
radio.
found it when it was new, and I think I thought for the first couple weeks it was a pirate radio station, and then everyone knew about it, and it was like, oh no,
Right.
it's just on
Well,
all
like
the
we were
time.
talking about earlier, the only time you were listening to late night radio was Loveline.
Yeah. So that was our Happy Harry hard
That was- yeah,
the
and it
Poor
was
Man
kind
and
of-
Dr. Drew.
Yeah, because there was all that kind of nonsense going on, like not necessarily jerking off in effigy,
And
but they
not
were talking
having
about
you-
jerking
right?
off.
They were talking about a lot of sex stuff. So they
Right.
weren't telling you like fuck your school or whatever.
No,
and-
like it wasn't a whole lot of that, but there was a whole lot of sex stuff.
Yeah.
Instead. But that was the late night radio for us.
But I just don't remember there being a big like where every day in the school people were
No.
trading tapes or buying.
I
bootleg
wish.
tapes. Like that was not.
That would have
a
been
thing.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that never fucking happened.
I do miss the smell of opening a pack of them Memorex though. A fresh
Oh,
pack.
man,
that sound of that wrapper.
That yes, where you like and unwrap it and
Popping
then
it
you like
in the cassette player for a fresh
smooth.
mixtape record. So nice, so nice.
So nice, that clear ribbon.
And I loved, and when they had got the clear tapes that were like the pink and yellow or whatever.
Oh, yes.
And you could
With
see the tape inside.
Yep, the little
Those are the
teal and
best.
pink and yellow bits. Yes. I used to do, when I was in middle school, when I was in drill team and like dance and all of that stuff, I would make like mixes where I would just sit there with my double tape deck and like cut and paste and whatever to make dance
Yeah.
jams. I was pretty good at it.
Oh my God, you just triggered a memory that I had
Did I?
forgotten. I showed you the boom box. There's a
Yeah,
picture
yeah.
somewhere. The white, I had the white one with the different color end cap.
Yes.
Taking it to a park, one of our local parks, with my friends, and standing outside the tennis court with CNC Music Factory, Lisa, Kathy Dennis.
Oh,
like
Kathy
I had
Dennison.
made a mixtape, and like we stood outside that tennis court
Yes.
and tried to like learn a
We
little
used to
choreographed
do-
dance.
like we would do little like choreographed things, like we would make up dances.
And that would have probably been like the year this came out before I had seen it. Like when I was 9 to 11, probably.
Right. Well, then this for me was like a couple years later because that's about the age I was, but it would have been 2 years later. But yeah, we would make up little dances. We
Yep.
would cut little tapes together, Janet Jackson and shit.
Had to have the Janet Jackson.
Well, I would
on
watch
there.
the videos and learn the
Sheena
choreography.
Easton.
Yes, bitch. Martika.
Totally. Prince. Oh, yeah, Martika. Well, Martika, you didn't dance
Well,
so much
no.
to Martika.
Well, you could do it, but
certain
like,
ones,
oh, just, whatever. Yeah.
that was your interpretive dance with your Kate
Yes. Yes. yeah. You throw in a little Shakespeare sister.
Bush. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
So Nora's already on to Happy Harry Hard-On. He's a
Right.
total sex maniac.
Oh, I know. She's like, he gets his, he lines his stuff up. He comes on every night at 10 with his Wild Cherry Diet Pepsi and his Blackjack gum.
Ew, what a weird flavor combination.
I know,
Isn't,
like-
isn't blackjack like black licorice or something?
I think so. I don't want it.
With
I don't.
wild diet. And why
Wild
diet?
Cherry Diet Pepsi.
Why diet? You're a young
I don't
man.
know.
You
You're
don't
not
need Diet
mixing
Pepsi.
alcohol with it because it gets you drunker if you mix alcohol with diet
Is
soda.
that a thing?
Yeah, I think so. And also, if you drink it
Cut
with
to
a
me
straw,
buying diet soda.
right?
I am drinking it with a straw.
Well, hey, that gets it because all the alcohol gets to the bottom. You drink it with the straw, you get the alcohol first.
Oh, hey now. Learning
Hey
new
now.
things every day.
Hey now.
New alcoholic on the loose.
I know. Hey, I'm giving you tips and tricks on how to get hammered quick.
So yeah, he's got his whatever, his little snacks.
Right. You see the Soundgarden and the camper van beat
we
the
get,
oven.
We get the long shot
Henry
of his
Rollins
super cool
tapes.
cassettes and all of his cool
He
collections.
puts on the Leonard Cohen record and he's got his bullshit repellent. And we find out that this is in Paradise Hill, Arizona,
Yes.
which it was actually filmed in and around Santa Clarita, California.
Yes. Yeah.
But anyhow, he talks about the rankness in the air, and everybody wants to know who he is. It's like a total mystery, and
They're all driving out to this
Right.
football field or whatever to
right
find
where the
where's the
signal
best
is the
reception.
coolest.
Yeah.
Nora has it on the phone. Who has she got that on the phone to?
I think that her Lala, the
I thought
blonde girl.
Lala was out there in the field.
Oh, I don't remember. I thought she was talking to Lala on the phone, but I could be wrong.
Anyway,
Or maybe it was the
no one's
pregnant
got
girl. I don't know.
Oh, maybe who is? I was calling her Cheryl. Cheryl's the pregnant girl, but the other girl that blows all her shit up is Paige.
Hers real name is Cheryl, but yeah, her name's Paige.
Right. Okay. Anyhow, she's drawing, and Hard Harry is talking about coming on his face.
Are you ready for the incredible sound of
Right.
Hard Harry coming on his own face? He used to do that shit all the time. Cup the back of your neck and fucking yeah. How far can you go to amaze and disgust the insatiable Hard Harry? So
Right.
like he can't be that new in town. He's
Right.
got a collection already
A
of fan
following.
letters. So he's been doing this a minute and ain't nobody noticed him at school or like he's just
I guess it
Keeping to
hadn't gotten
himself.
out of hand. Like maybe he's been doing it for a little while, but now it's finally kind of blowing up where everybody's hearing it. And now, like
Maybe.
now it's getting out of hand. Now he's getting sued. Now this is when Carmen
Right.
Electra is going to find us.
right? And so even the perfect girl Paige is listening on her bed with her kitten plush. She's reading letters from listeners.
Right. And like her dad comes in talking about, be there ready for your Yale interview. Like, don't look tired.
And so he's, of course, there's nothing to do anymore. Everything decent has been done. Nothing to look forward to. No one to look up to.
Yeah.
It was deep.
Ooh, that was also deep.
On cue.
Nice.
And then acts like he's jerking off for the 6th time in an hour. Chronic masturbator.
He's a chronic masturbator. Yeah.
And he starts beating shit up with a golf club.
I know.
Like, wow,
like he's
what kind of jerking off are you
around
doing?
and beating shit up, and like all the kids are talking about like, oh yeah, sometimes he's on there for 5 minutes, sometimes it's 5 hours. Like it's the coolest thing ever.
And like his parents were literally 15 feet away upstairs.
I can't imagine.
Are they hard of hearing,
And
or
are
is it
there
soundproof?
Basements in Arizona?
Yeah, why does Arizona have basements?
I don't-
And it was filmed in Santa Clarita. Why does Santa
So why
Clarita
does
have
Santa
basements?
Clarita have basements?
Hey,
Like
just so you know, because a lot of you are on the East Coast, we ain't got basements.
we ain't
around
got
here.
basements.
Or attics. We have little attic spaces.
Well, attic
not like
spaces,
full
but it gets really
attics.
hot up there. Like you don't want to go up there.
Yeah, that's the spider's house.
That's
We
where
don't
the
go there.
spiders go. I don't want to be.
You know
up
who
there.
goes there? People you pay money to go up there and fix your heater or whatever. I don't go up there for
I
free.
can't imagine. I don't go up there for free. I don't go up there at all.
I long for the National Lampoon Christmas Vacation attic.
Right? Like that would be cool, but that's not what we have.
No.
And like I ain't going up there. Like
might
there could
look
be
like that up
treasure
there.
up there for all I fucking know.
I'll tell you what. Here's how you know not to go up there. They don't put a ladder.
Oh yeah,
It's just,
like it's
a
just
hole
little
in your ceiling.
It's a little sliding thing. You just push it up and slide it over,
and there
and
is
it's
no
dark.
way to get up there. You got to
No,
bring a ladder
you
from
have
outside.
to get your own way. You
which
have to
means
get your
it's
own ride.
for workmen. It is
Right.
not for me.
It's not for you. No, it's not for me. I'm not going up there. I think ours goes from the hallway. There's like a entrance in the hallway, and I think it comes out all the way in the garage over the washer.
I feel like ours goes. It's not the garage, obviously, because this is
Well,
open.
yeah.
But I think the whole rest of the house might have.
Yeah, I think that's what's going on.
space
I'm
up
not
there.
going to find out.
Nope. I'll peek my head up there if I had
If
a
I
ladder.
had like a little drone, like a little car with a camera, I'd stick it up there. But
if a
I don't.
worker like had a ladder up there and was like, "Hey, like I've been up there, whatever. Come peek your head up. I want to show you something."
I
All right,
found the
I'll peek it.
bodies.
Yeah, I'll peek it. As long as I don't find like that fucking movie I watched today,
What movie was that?
Hereditary.
Oh
As long
shit!
as I don't find that shit
no,
in the attic.
fuck no.
Fuck that noise. That's why we stay out of the attic.
That's why we stay out of the attic. That's exactly why we stay out of the attic. I don't know what the fuck's up there. I'm not letting it out.
So anyway,
An old lady died in my house.
Oh yeah, that's right. I don't know. If
I mean, like
anyone died
not
in my house.
violently. She just died. But like, I don't know what the fuck is going on up there. I ain't going up there.
know.
But anyhow,
So the parents are even like the mom's not happy about moving there. She's
no, they're like
"Why
these
did we
weird
move here?"
yuppies.
And like they
Yeah.
used to be hippies. Like she's talking about how you used to be a radical fighting against the system. Now you
They
are
didn't
the system.
sell out. They bought in.
Yeah, and so the dad's gotten really square, and his glasses have gotten really round and small,
Tiny.
small and round.
And who
They
is
don't
that
even.
guy?
How does he see?
What does
Those
he
are
see?
over his eyeballs.
Those are like little tiny
You can
Daniel
see the
Schreiber,
rims at all
Dr. Daniel
times.
Schreiber
Yes.
eyes. He's got Daniel Schreiber eyes.
We're gonna do a cover song. Oh my god! And so yeah, so she's like, "Oh, he's unhappy here. You're a square now."
Right, like what the fuck? What happened to us, man?
Meanwhile, Mark's digging through papers in his dad's office,
Yeah, like he's trying to like look through all of his paperwork and his
and he's
dad
cool when
comes-
his dad comes in. He's like, "Oh, I'm
Yeah,
just looking
he's
for
like,
stamps."
yeah, no, I was just looking for Sam. He's like, oh yeah, you're gonna send some letters to your friends back east.
No, I'm sending away for an inflatable date.
Yeah, he's like, okay, like why
Why
not
don't
join
you-
things
yeah,
at
why don't
school?
you join
like
some things?
Why don't you try to make any friends? Like you get good grades. He's like, yeah, I get good grades. Like that's the deal, right? Like you don't bother me as long as I get good grades.
and
Like
you
that's
leave me alone.
that's it. You leave me alone.
That was kind of my deal with my parents. Like,
kind of, but then I couldn't even get good grades.
oh, I
like
got pretty good grades.
I should have.
I got some bad grades, but I got majority good
I was
grades.
too busy being against the system to get good grades.
Of course.
I was against it.
And so
Against it.
we are back at high school.
Yes.
And Nina and her friend are trying to figure out who is Harry.
Nora.
No, I wrote Nina. It's Nora. You're right.
I was like, hold on. Was
Don't worry,
Nina her
I'm
friend?
not going to try to convince you it's Nina.
Oh, please.
I'm not going to.
Well, no, because for a second, now I
did
get
say,
scared.
it's in my
now
notes,
I get
Nina.
scared for like
But you're right.
to like correct you because I might be wrong. Because I frequently am.
It's finally worked, you guys. I've gaslighted her into not gaslighting me anymore.
I got backdrafted.
You got backdrafted. Yes, you did. Whoosh.
Whoosh.
You better don't open that door.
Stephen Baldwin, no.
And this is my first note where I wrote Audrey is the teacher.
Yeah, no, I
So
was
like right off the bat, I'm like, that's Audrey.
He's a quiet geek in school times. Nora's looking at this teacher. Who is she? This rust suit, 2 different kinds of rust saddle shoes. So this is where I was like, I was trying to figure out who the fuck she is.
That's who she is.
Wait for it. Wait, it's coming.
It's coming. And so they're reading. She's reading Mark's paper out loud.
It's like some
because
deep
it's
shit.
So good. It's so good. And so now Nora has her eye on him. Like, okay, good writer.
Right, yeah, okay.
And
he like won't share his feelings.
No, he's saved by the bell.
Yep.
And the teacher stops him. I think you're a talented writer.
Don't be ashamed of your talent.
But he is.
Yeah,
He's
and
not
like
ashamed of it. He's just like he's
and
shy.
like these. What? Who are these dicks in the sweater with the sweater dicks?
I wrote Paige the popular girl, kids in the shop listening to illicit rap music.
Like is this 2 Live Crew?
I don't remember. I fucking forgot to look it up.
Is this 2 Live Crew? I meant to. But anyhow, someone's playing it on the boombox in class, and the principal is meeting with the teachers, and Mr. Murdoch comes up with the tape of the show.
It's a 3rd tape this week they've confiscated of Harry.
Right, and like the rusty teacher is laughing.
Audrey thinks it's funny. I just keep saying Audrey.
I wasn't there yet, so these are my notes. So Mark comes into the library where Nora is working. And she like is looking at the book that he turns in, which is How to Talk Dirty and Influence People by Lenny Bruce.
And she's like, ooh, who's Lenny Bruce?
Right. And she's like, you talk a lot? And he's like, no.
Yeah, he just barely speaks to her and leaves.
Right. He's like,
and she circles his face like in a little school newspaper thing. And then she's like, cute, but no way. And she crosses it out.
There's no way he could be Harry. So now he's
back
on
to
again.
Leonard Cohen.
Right.
His lizard.
He's feeding a cricket to his iguana. And he's talking about being butt surfed by the system.
Everywhere I look, someone's being butt surfed by the system.
I'm a surfer. Yes. And that is another, I have the note here where that's another connection to Heather's, which Westerberg High is named after Paul Westerberg of The Replacements.
Okay.
So, which was also said to be one of Winona's favorite bands, and also I feel like Leonard Cohen is too. So,
all right.
You know, they're a little Winona in there.
And he's talking about hating everything. Nora's reading the book that he had returned.
Right.
And Happy Harry has a memo from the guidance counselor to the principal.
Yes, and they're talking about expelling Cheryl Biggs because she is not ashamed of being
unremorseful of her unfortunate condition,
she is
i.e. she's pregnant.
And now I don't remember when I was in high school.
There were definitely pregnant girls at my school.
I feel like I might have seen 1 or 2.
They let them stay till they were about 6 or 7 months
that's
pregnant.
What I'm saying. They let them stay until they were like
when they had the baby.
Whoa showing. And then like they went to continuation school.
A girl went into labor in Leona's math class.
Oh my. Well,
wow.
You went to that school.
I went to one of those schools too, though, where like, you know, they had to shut it down for like a turf war type of deal where like people had their knives out. And I was like,
my very first day in, I didn't ever have that in high school. I can't remember if there was anything like that in high school, but my very first day in middle school in 6th grade, there was like this big old brawl on the quad, like these 2 8th grade cholas, like just whoa, like it was like a violent.
Oh yeah, in
fucking
middle
like
school?
hair was flying
Hell
everywhere.
yeah.
Like they were trying to kill each other.
I remember that in middle school, and when the Rodney King thing happened,
Oh yes,
they shut down the middle school because high school kids showed up at the middle school like ready to brawl for some reason with middle school kids about it.
Maybe there was.
And I was
a
like,
couple.
what the fuck kind of wild shit is this?
Maybe
Like, what
there
do we
was
have
a
to do with
couple of
it?
Things. I feel like there was a couple of lockdown situations, and even I thought that was stupid. I was like, so why are you putting us all in one place, which is exactly where I would put the whatever explosive if I wanted to take
We were
out
just
the
told to
entire
go to the
school.
nearest classroom and then to lock ourselves in. So we just went into the nearest
in
class
those
and got
early
locked
fucking
in.
days when it was like
Because there was no
right
school
after
shooter. Nobody
No.
ever. I never
This was
remember
directly
anybody come
after
with a
like
gun. It was
Columbine,
knives.
when I was like a senior in high school, and they made everybody.
I think that happened
like a
after
fire
I
drill.
graduated,
Yeah, because it was the year my senior year, so
which
you
was
would have already been-
99. Yeah, so I was done.
So we had to like,
Yeah.
everybody goes out to the football field, and into the bleachers. And I'm like, this is a
Oh,
fucking
no, we
Heather
didn't do that.
situation.
Yeah, no.
I've seen this movie.
They
Why
had
are
us
you
go in
making
the
everybody
nearest classroom and lock the door.
If that's what you're worried about, like, obviously the person is here.
Yeah, they would
The
tell us on the
person
PA.
is here.
Yeah, no, I don't
know.
remember them ever having us locked down in the gym.
Well, they
like,
were
I guess
still
if
trying
the
to
gym was
figure it
where,
out.
if you were doing PE, then you
Well,
locked down in the gym.
Well, yeah, I guess if that's what I mean, they've refined it since then. Like that was like the immediate response to that. So I don't
Anyway.
know.
So yeah, I don't remember any pregnant girls. I mean, no,
No,
I do remember
I know,
pregnant
that's
girls
what
at
I'm
school.
saying,
I don't
like,
remember
that's
them
what I-
getting kicked out, but I think they were
No, I
supposed
don't
to
remember, but I
go
don't think
home and do homeschool
Right.
at like
You
6 or
did-
7 months
You went
or
to
something.
continuation school. Once you could go into labor, I think
Yeah.
it was like you weren't at school no more.
So anyway, and so he just happens
I don't know
to
how we
have
got to pregnant
I don't know.
students from that to school shooters, but okay.
But he just happens to have all their home phone numbers for all
Right.
the staff at school, and he calls Mr. Deaver, the guidance counselor
and
who wrote
he
this.
tells him that he's a radio personality that is doing
A piece on high schools.
high school guidance counselors or
First, he
something
just
like
says
that.
they're doing a piece on high schools, and he asks him what he does, and he says, "I run a comprehensive American values program." That's
I'm the head.
red
of-
flag.
Yeah,
American
like that's
values.
a weird
red flag.
That's a weird way of putting it. That sounds very Nazi-ish.
What do you say to young people who look around and see it's become a sleazy country? My listeners are curious about your participation in the decision to expel Cheryl Davis.
Well, I thought it was Biggs. It's not.
I don't know. It might have
my
been
hearing's
Biggs.
bad.
Cheryl something.
Cheryl Davis.
Cheryl something for sure.
Yeah,
we
it
both
was
got Cheryl.
Yeah,
Confirmed. Cheryl
I couldn't
confirmed.
tell- Cheryl confirmed.
And he
I don't know what it was
denies
either.
at first till he starts reading this memo.
Right, and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Do you admit it, sir, that you're a slime?
I and he hangs up on him.
And then this next letter.
Right.
And so he apparently only because he has how does he say it? He can smell a lie like a fart.
Yeah,
in a car?
he can smell a lie
because he
like
gets
a
this
fart in a
letter
car.
that sounds like a girl is being molested by her
Right,
brother,
and that's like a serious
which is
fucking
very
story.
serious. And
But
when he calls her,
he's guaranteed. That's the whole thing. You're guaranteed if you enclose a number,
he'll call you.
guaranteed response. So they're waiting up. It's a couple of girls. She answers on her clear phone.
Yes. And he wants to know how big is the thing you described,
Right.
which I'm like, at first I'm like, whoa, now if she's
Whoa.
really getting molested,
That's a weird
is
fucking
it
thing.
bigger
to
than a
say.
baby's arm? Which how many times in my life
I know.
at that age did I ask dudes, is it bigger than a baby's
Yeah,
arm?
a baby arm holding an apple.
Yes. 'Cause that was it Real Genius? I think they said that too.
Yeah,
the baby's
that
arm
too.
holding
And
an
then
apple.
I think it's also in like Austin Powers or something.
So yeah. And so he tells her she's not screwed up. She's in a screwed up situation. Or no, that was
It's-
what he read before.
Right, like it's your regular response to a screwed up situation.
But then he lets you know right off the bat he's talking like this because he knows she's full of shit. And
Right.
she's like giggling on her
yeah,
bed with her
like
friend.
whatever, and then they hang up, and he was like, "Yeah,
yeah, I want
knew
real
it.
stories.
you were full of shit." And then we see later, there's like this square lady comes in to talk to this square kid who turns the radio down.
Yeah, and we had seen earlier there was a kid typing a letter where that was like, should I kill myself? And so you
Yeah.
get a little hint that this may
Right,
be
that this
the
is
same kid.
A serious situation, and like he talks about, or no, like
I want
Harry
brains and
talks about,
ectoplasm
yeah.
and cum spilled all over
Right,
these letters.
he
I want
wants
real
it-
stories.
He wants it all as long as it's real.
Yeah, I don't want any fake shit. Like send me
Right.
whatever.
And then he's like, "Yes, we have a letter from the Eat Me Beat Me lady."
Beat me lady is back.
Right. And Nora is at home.
And she's reciting along, so you
Right.
know right away who she is because
Jack
she's
me or jam me, jack me, push me, pull me,
talk
talk hard.
And he's like, I like that.
Yeah,
Talk
like
hard.
talk hard. Like I know you'd like me to call her, but she never encloses her number.
And she's like, tough luck, creepoid.
Right. He's like, probably she's a lot like me, a legend in her own mind, but in real life, she's not all that wild.
Kind of shy.
Just like many of us are. Like,
I feel like I know her, but we'll never meet. So be it.
so.
And that was
be
something
it.
I used to write on my fucking
shit.
notebook.
So be it.
I used to write it with that, not the Stussy S, but just
Oh.
that lightning
Yes.
S. The light, yeah. Yeah. I
The three
used to write-
lines, the three lines, and the yep.
And I used to write that, and with the sharp, all the sharp lettering or whatever. So be it on my
So
folder.
be it.
Oh
Tra-
man,
like
the
diamond
memories that
O's.
came
Yes.
back watching this. I was like, fuck, I was
Oh my
cringy.
God.
Ooh, so 13 is cringe.
I was so angry. I believed in things.
And so he plays some Beastie Boys and completely ruins it by fucking rapping all over it. Like,
I know.
with terrible timing. Like, if you at least rapped with them. But he's like rapping at a different, like, he's so white.
He's just
even
doing
whiter than the
his
Beastie
thing,
Boys.
man. He's just doing his fucking thing. He's feeling just let him feel his oats. Why won't you let him feel his oats?
Well, his oats are about to get crushed because
I
he
know.
opens another letter. And it's the one that says, should I kill myself?
Do you think I should kill myself? Signed, I'm serious. And there's a number.
And he calls, and it is that nerd's phone.
Right. And he says that he's going to blow his head off. And he asks him, do you have a gun?
Let me use my finger, genius.
Yeah, like, where is it? Like, you know.
He asks him if he has a gun, if he wrote a note, what his
'cause
reason is.
we have to know. Like, you have to leave a note.
You're not going to be one of those people who just doesn't tell anybody why you
Right.
did it.
And like,
And he tries to, like, he says he's all alone, and he tries to tell him it's okay to be alone. Everyone's
right.
alone.
Like, sometimes it's okay to
I'm
be alone.
alone.
Like,
I didn't
I'm
talk to
alone. I
anybody.
didn't talk to anybody today except for a teacher.
And he says, he gives a clue. I sit alone every day in a stairwell reading a book. And Nora's over there like
She's making
like
notes.
she's doing
or
her
whatever.
Charlie
like,
Day.
even
fucking-
though this is a very serious situation. Like, she's making notes
Yes, about
this
who
dude
is Harry. And it's like, this
when
kid's
I
about
would
to off
be
himself.
wrapped.
Oh, yeah.
Like, hearing
Like, is
this
this
kind
real?
of thing. Like, this is also very hot probs.
Yes, it
From
is.
Heather's.
It is.
This is also very hot probs.
Is there
very,
any
like,
connection in writer, producer,
or something
director
that was like
for Pump Up the Volume,
and
and
Heather's? Because this, I mean, this, I didn't think about it until just now, but also very that.
Exactly. I didn't
And like,
either.
I would be so
I was trying to think, when
concentrated
did we
on-
talk about Loveline before? Duh.
It was
in
Heather's. Yep. Because we were talking about hot probs. And like, I would be so glued to the radio if I had heard this story. And
Absolutely.
like, to think that someone,
Is over there just worried about who's the host.
well, yeah, like that would not be, well,
I mean, it would have been up until that moment.
yes. I feel like I would have given that a
But
break.
you don't need to write it down. Like, just fucking remember it. It sits in the stairwell.
No, because you're not going to remember it. I'm not going to remember it. Like,
She wasn't stoned yet. She was only
well,
like
that's
16.
true. Like, if it was me in high school, I wouldn't have been like all stoned. If I was like 15, 16.
No, me neither.
I wouldn't have been like that yet.
Totally lucid at that point.
Yeah, I would have been totally
I would have
lucid
been
at that point.
clear-brained at that point.
Because that's when I would have had all these fucking thoughts that they were having
Exactly. That's
in
why
this
we
movie.
have
That's
copious
why I
amounts
had
of substances.
That's
in
why
our
I have
system.
now subdued it, because it was too much. It hurts.
You guys out there raw dog in reality?
I know. I
Bravo.
don't like it.
Bravo.
I don't even dream anymore, and I prefer it that way.
Samesies. So anyway, Sirius hangs up. And Harry's like, I hate that. Now I'm depressed and I feel like killing
Right.
myself, but I'm too depressed to bother. So he calls him back and the phone's
Yes,
off the hook.
phone is off the hook. So at least he tries.
So yeah, I'll give him that. Like, he was a little flippant, but how do you know
Right,
who's
'cause-
being for real and who's
Well,
writing
because
into a
he
high school
says
radio?
He can smell a lie like a fart in a car. So.
And he is taking him seriously. Like, he
He
doesn't
did.
mock him. He
No.
gives him some good, like, hey, I'm
when
just
he
like
hears
you.
the tone in his voice, like, I feel like you would know
Right.
when you heard that. That's why I'm saying, like, I would have been all glued to the fucking radio because I would have heard the tone
Right.
in the kid's voice.
So he's like, rejected again. That's okay. I'm used to it.
Right.
And Nora's over here noting where does he eat lunch. And
Right.
he says he sits alone in his room all day, naked, wearing only a cock
Only a
ring.
cock ring.
He could be an anonymous nerd in the chem lab.
Just staring at you.
And before we get to the next part, we are overdue for a break.
Okay.
Hold on. We'll be right back. And we're back.
We're back, and the freshmen are asking each other, what's a cock ring?
I don't know. Is it like a... What did they say? Were there different? I didn't
don't
write
know.
down the different ideas of what a cock
It wasn't
ring
that,
might be,
though.
but nobody knew. And Mark's walking in and sees "So Be It" tagged on the wall.
Spray painted on the walls, and people are selling tapes to each other. Little Nathan or Donald is out there selling tapes to everybody.
And Mark's eyeballing Paige.
Yes, and she's dancing for no reason. Like, they
Yeah.
just like get to.
He says hi to
shuffle.
her, and she gives him a weird look. Like,
Yeah, like,
which all he
who
said
are
was
you?
hi.
Right, like that was weird. And does he put the tape in, or does somebody else put the
Somebody
tape
else
in?
shuts off the music and puts his tape in,
Right, from the night before.
and it gets confiscated.
Right, and like Nora's looking around for who it could be.
And this outfit.
I know, I had it.
This
I loved
outfit,
it.
the striped
Yes,
tights, the
striped
dress with
tights.
the
I
vest
had
over it.
I feel like
my
I had a
God.
couple of pairs of the striped
Yeah, in
tights,
different
like
like
more than one.
this outfit was. I would wear
Oh
this
my
outfit
God,
today.
I'd wear it now.
I
Yes.
would wear it today.
I was trying to find something that was comparable. And I
She's
could
adorable
not.
in this.
I wore my Free Winona like that.
There you go.
That's 90s.
And she finds Mark reading in the stairwell.
Oh shit, he is indeed. And she
he's got
asks for
blackjack
gum.
gum.
Yes, and she's figured it out. She's like, "Are you really as horny as a 10-peckered owl?"
And she introduces herself, and he says he's Mark. And she's
Right.
like, "Do you want a Ditchworth period with me?"
Yeah, we can go smoke in the art supply room. He's like, I gotta
go, sorry.
Right, yeah, no. He runs off. So now the teachers are all nervous. The principal has made an announcement that Malcolm did, in fact, complete suicide.
Right. And so Audrey goes to class and tells them she has some upsetting news that Malcolm took his own life. And
Right.
Mark
It hits him. Like,
is hit.
well, of
Yeah.
course. Like,
he's like,
wouldn't
oh,
it?
fuck, I know who that was.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't tell him not to do it. I just, I didn't tell him to do it, but I wasn't
Right.
giving him shit, but I didn't tell him not to do it. So, like, he hits real hard.
And so Nora sees him leaving, and he goes and he puts his shades on
I
to
know.
go pick
It's
up
like
the
totally
mail from the P.O.
incognito,
box.
right? Like,
No one will know who you are now.
like, wouldn't you just go hang out at the P.O. box?
I guess.
Like, if you knew where it was going,
Yeah.
like, wouldn't you just go hang out there? Like,
Might as well.
at the post office box?
Right?
in
You've
which it
been
would be,
mailing
like-
fucking mail there.
Right. Like, you could stake it
It's
out.
just at the post office.
It's right there.
and
Take
she
the meat
sees
bridge. It's
that
right
he
there.
has her letter because it's always
Yes,
all red.
it's red.
So you are him. Aren't
Yep.
you gonna ask me who I am? Mm-hmm. I'm the meet me lady, and he's like, you don't believe me? And then she
Whatever, she
recites the
proves it,
letter that he
right?
just read.
And he can't handle this right now because, like, ma'am, I'm having a
Relax.
moment.
I'm not really like
having
that.
a fucking moment.
Except when I am.
Well, girl, you are also aware that Malcolm has taken his own
Well,
life.
and she tells him what happened wasn't your fault.
I know, but like you're being a little overzealous.
She's so excited and horny for
I
this dude.
know, but like you have to understand. Anyway,
He
I
feels
mean,
responsible.
I guess. Right.
And so at the dinner table that night, his parents ask if he knew Malcolm. They tell him
Yes.
they think he might benefit from seeing a psychiatrist.
You're so sad and lonely here all the time.
You had friends in New York.
Well, and now we're here, and
he's
now
like,
my
"The
friends
girls
aren't here.
are different.
Yeah, like I can't talk to these people.
And the dad heard from his teacher that he has potential as a writer.
Yes.
You talked to my teacher, Dad? Come on.
Well,
It's
he
bad enough
works
you
there.
work at my fucking school.
Well, of course. My mom babysat for teachers, and my
Oh,
teachers
really?
fucking talked to my mom.
Nobody I knew, I don't think, worked at my school. That
I
was
got
never a
busted for
thing.
smoking because one of like the teachers' wives saw me smoking and told my mom.
My mom's high school, my grandpa was the football coach.
Oh,
She got fucking busted for everything.
yeah. Well, then, and also my mom was home all the time, so ditching was difficult
Oh.
because I couldn't go home.
Well, same because I lived super close to the school, like walking distance.
Yeah, so did I.
But my stepdad, because he was a gardener, sometimes he would be gone all day, and sometimes, you just didn't know.
He would just
made
be
his
there,
own
he might
fucking
be there,
schedule.
right.
Like he could just randomly show up at any time. My mom, I knew 8 to 5, I was probably good.
yeah.
But like if he was home, you just never could tell.
Well,
so there was no
see-
pool parties at my house for ditch day.
There was a couple of times where my really good Judy lived right across the street. So we would like go to her house because no one was at her house, but she lived right across the street from my house. So we had to like be real stealth,
sneaky.
trying to get in. Like there was
Yeah.
a couple of times that I was in the back of that CRX pulling into the garage.
And your parents were like right there.
Well, like my mom was. My dad was
Your mom
gone
was
from
standing right
like
outside.
12 hours a day. Like my dad, well, like it's not that she was standing outside, but she
She's all
could be.
watching. Is
She
Tessa
could
driving
be. She could
Trying
be.
to ditch.
Spent a lot of time in the back of that CRX.
I spent a lot of time in a CRX, but only because one of my babysitters had one. So not in a weird way. Like in a I just got
My
driven
friend's
around in one.
boyfriend had one, and he was like the older boyfriend.
I have
that was on the
pictures of
emergency
me as
card.
a little kid in the CRX.
He would pick us up in that thing playing Pony. Yeah, so we could find the car. Like, bow.
I
Bow,
had a boyfriend
bow,
with a Honda
bow.
Accord. I had a boyfriend with a Honda Accord, and I was 15 and he was 19. Yeah, that's right, folks.
Yeah,
And he used to, and this is why it's fine.
I know.
Because
I know.
number one, he was a virgin who was saving himself for marriage. And number two, he used to roll up, bumping on his he had like the speaker box thing, he got paid
Yep.
extra and went and got the
Uh-huh.
thing. Alanis Morissette, y'all.
Oh, which one?
You ought to know. Like,
okay. Well,
yep.
at least it was that.
Yeah. And so he would roll up bumping fucking
my
19
God.
years old, male, straight,
We used to take off.
bumping Alanis Morissette on his
We
Honda
used to
Accord
take off
speakers.
with this gal senior year for lunch, like off campus lunch. We used to take off with this gal in her blue Civic. And every time we would get in this blue Civic, it was, Me So Horny.
Oh, so
Yes.
yes, I remember that. I haven't
We
heard
love
that in a
you
long
long
time. I
time.
wonder
Yeah.
why. I wonder why they don't play that on the radio
single
anymore.
time we would get in that
Holy
fucking car
shit.
and pull out of the high school parking lot, bumping Me So Horny.
Fuck. Hell yeah.
Every
Hell yeah.
time.
So anyway,
Tonight
at 10 p.m., Harry plays a different song and lights a candle.
in memoriam.
He blows out the candle and turns it back to his usual Leonard Cohen.
Right. It's like Leonard Cohen.
It's still Leonard Cohen, yeah.
It runs deep. And then he talks about how this was never planned. His dad got him
This
all
shortwave
of
radio
this shit
to
so
talk
that he
to
could
his
talk
friends
to
back
his friends
east.
back
But like,
east. So like,
he says I couldn't reach anybody, which makes total sense considering
Right.
these kids are having to drive
they
to a
have to
football
go
field
to where the
or whatever that
signal
was.
is good.
So
How was he going to reach the
Your dad
other
is a
side
college
of the country?
Gagajwa. I'm not allowed to say it because I'm not one.
Gagajwa.
You remember that joke? Who was it?
What?
Fred. Oh my God. There was in the 90s. There was a comedian, Fred something, big, tall, gangly guy. Somebody is screaming at their fucking radio right now.
I know. The radio.
And he had a
'cause
joke
it's-
about how his parents used to tell him that he couldn't call himself a college graduate because he didn't have a diploma. And he said, "Oh, okay, because I can't say it." And then he's like, "A college gagajwa, a college gagujwa." He's like, "I can say it." And it was just this dumb joke about how you can't
no.
say you're a college graduate until you are one. And so
That just makes me think of the Dana Carvey saying judicial system.
rural juror. But anyway.
Oh my God. Okay.
So it makes sense he couldn't reach anybody because
Right.
it's a short wave radio
yes,
system.
it is
He
a
moved
short.
from New
wave.
York to Arizona, college Gagajwa.
It's not going to work.
He says one day he woke up and realized he was never going to be normal, so he said,
Yep,
fuck it.
fuck
I said,
it. So be it. Yes.
And Happy Harry Hardon was born. And you know what, you guys? That is also our motto. Like, we don't
Yes.
say that. We got
Fuck
Que
it.
Sera Sera tattooed on
I
our
know.
arms. It's the same thing as
You know
so
what?
be it.
I did work when I worked in the hotels. There's going to be another aside. Fuck it. So be it.
That's what's happening here,
That's
y'all.
what's happening here tonight. So when I worked at the hotel, we had like that. The owner of the hotel had us all make boards in the floor where he was going to have a thing that we drew or said or wrote or whatever.
Okay.
And have it lasered into a floorboard, and it
Okay.
would be behind the desk at this hotel, which is no longer there.
Okay.
And I drew that little picture I draw of myself,
Mm-hmm.
and I put on there, I say, why not? And that was
There you
always
go.
my motto, was I say, why not?
But yeah,
Why
mine's
not? Why
always
not?
been either so be it or Que Sera Sera.
Right,
It's
why
like-
not? Whatever will be, will
And
be.
I got
Like, it's
news
just-
for you. We all wake up one day knowing we're never going to be normal because there is
Is
no such
normal.
fucking
There's
thing.
no such thing. What
Everybody's
is normal
weird.
for the spider is chaos for the fly. Chaos, baby.
It's everybody feels fucking weird. Everybody
Yeah.
feels like nobody ever felt this way before.
Oh,
Guess
no.
what?
Everybody's
Everybody
so many
felt
people
that
have
way.
felt that way before.
You're never alone. The
Nope.
whole fucking world is with you. Even those twisted individuals you could never relate to
Right.
have had feelings that you can relate to.
Absolutely. Someone is out there.
There is multiple people out there.
Several people out there.
Yes. And so we are
It
having
is,
a
I
JD
know.
moment. We are. And so he never meant to hurt anyone. And of
Right.
course, like, and a good person would never.
I
mean,
know.
But you
He's
fuck
like,
up
I
again.
fucked up. I'm sorry. I never meant to hurt anybody. I never said, no, don't do it. I'm sorry. The show's over. I'm done.
Stick a fork in me. It's been
Right.
grand. This is Hard Harry saying
Sayonara,
sayonara,
over and out.
And the kids are all like,
Like,
no!
oh, man. And he's having a moment and like, you know.
And he's like, fuck it. He goes back on the air.
He's like, yeah. And he's like, sometimes being young is worse than being dead. And the reporter's like, oh, great. He's making
it worse. Yeah, the news is now listening.
Right. And like, he's surprised it doesn't happen more often around here.
It's an incredibly simple solution, but not simple.
No, that's
You gotta
not
read the
like
fine
you're
print.
right. Like if you go to heaven anyways, like it's got to be fucking boring.
And you shit your shorts when you kill yourself.
Right.
So,
Like, do you want to be found that way?
right? Fucking yeah. And Claire's like feeling it.
Yeah, like
Claire's
she's
at home
sick
with
to
her.
death. And Nora's into it. Everyone's into it. And like everyone's disturbed. We're all disturbed.
And if not, why not?
right. Like, why don't you do something crazy?
And
like
Claire
it makes
rips
more
her
sense.
Yale pennant down.
Yeah. Oh, she's feeling wild. She's ripping that fucking pennant down.
Get it
like,
down, girl.
It
Put all
makes
your
more
awards
sense
and
than
trophies.
killing yourself.
Put it all in the microwave, bitch.
Everybody goes nuts. She blows up the kitchen.
Oh, but hot tip: you're gonna blow shit up in your microwave. Don't sit.
Don't.
In,
Right there.
within the
No.
fucking explosion
Not
zone
without safety goggles.
and watch it happen
Nope.
because she fucks up her face.
yeah, that she do.
And all,
Either that or she took the opportunity to get a nose job.
there
One
you go.
way or the other.
And all the kids go wild.
Yeah,
They've got a
they're
giant
like-
cock they got from somewhere.
Where did they get
I
that?
don't know.
It was paper mache.
yes.
They're playing Kick Up the Jams. Like he goes to read another letter.
and he's humping an empty dress on the couch,
Yes.
like
So-
his mom's wedding dress or something.
Or
It had to
something
have
like his
been.
mom's prom dress. Like
Or
whose dress is
something,
that?
yes.
I mean, whatever.
It was
It's
in the
not like
basement. It's his
she's
mom's
not
old
in
dress.
it. Like he's feeling himself tonight. He's feeling very superior tonight.
And so he starts reading the letter, stops the jams, and he doesn't
Yes.
read it. He just calls.
Right.
And now this is another very serious.
Again, like I struggled to think of what we were going to
Ooh.
make funny about this because
We're not going to be able to make this funny. So this is
No.
about a guy, a young gay male who's
Yep.
fairly openly gay, it seems.
Yes, it seems like he is.
And
but
a boy he likes takes him out to the forest. Mm-hmm. And at first it's all
they're all
hunky-dory.
into it.
They're
They went out to
messing
the
around.
fucking woods at
Yeah,
dawn
fooling
because he
around.
wants to
Oh,
write
what the
fucking.
fuck?
He went out there
The
with Kurt
parallels,
and
man.
or Ram.
Right? And they invite their friends to not just come make fun of him, but no, to all make him service them
Right.
in some
Which-
manner.
How is that your problem? Which is what Harry tells them. Like, this is not.
There's nothing wrong with you. Like
right.
you're
There's
an
nothing wrong
openly
with
gay boy.
you.
Like
it sounds like you're fine. Like, it
these
sounds
dudes
like these
who won't
dudes
speak
have a
to you
problem.
now or look at you now are the fucking problem. Like
Which they are.
exactly.
Like, you accepted.
Like he might have been down for a gangbang in the forest. All you had
I mean,
to do
all
was
you had to do was
ask.
ask. I mean, like, I
We're
don't know if you could
16-year-old
set it up.
boys here.
I don't know.
If you
He
were like,
might.
hey, but he got to get something too.
Right. Like, you got to do
Come
more
on
than,
now.
like, destroy his
And then you
fucking
got to at
life.
least give him a wink later.
Well, that, like, he could describe your dick to everybody in school.
Right?
You really want to play this game?
Like it's one thing if you're like, hey, can we keep this on the DL? But like we're
like,
good,
oh.
but like, you know,
Fine.
I'm not out yet. Like, all right,
Okay.
but not like
Whatever,
rail
but
me
don't
in the
blow
forest
me
with
up.
your
but
friends.
yeah.
And fucking,
Because now I'm going to tell everybody.
and now people are listening, talking about, ooh, like a crime might have occurred here. Like, what's happening now? Like
The cops are being
involved.
called. They're
Yeah.
bringing in the feds. This kid is confused. And he's like, no, it sounds like the other guys are confused.
Yeah, you're strong. Like,
Right. And he's like, oh, I guess you think I'm a faggot wimp.
yeah, and this
or
kid like
whatever. And
hangs
he's
up
like,
on him, even though he was being actually
was.
fairly helpful and not judgmental and.
didn't
That
call
kid
him
was
any
kind of
of-
like, I don't know what he wanted from another high school kid.
Yeah, like he
Like he
wasn't
makes
gonna
it clear
solve
he's
your
another high
problem.
school kid.
Well, and he wasn't reading you for any
No.
of that shit. He told you were right. Like you're
And
not
that there's
the one
nothing
that's
wrong with you.
confused. There's nothing wrong with you. I would never call you those things
Right.
because that's not what you are.
So then the pixie starts.
On a wave of mutilation.
He's walking those suburban streets alone, and he sees a newspaper on a lawn where he's the headline.
He is the front page, and I've actually gotten to see the Pixies too.
I've never seen the Pixies live.
That they're live. It was all just like there was no filler. It was just like
Bam, 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 bam,
Yep,
bam.
yep, yep.
They're
And
like,
I mean,
we're
it was good.
elderly. We can't.
Yeah.
we're not putting.
Yeah.
We're not putting in between show on
Nope.
for you.
And there was no Kim deal. It was after Kim or Kelly was in the Pixies. Or
Kim.
Pixies.
Kim.
Excuse me, there's no the.
Oh, sorry.
Whatever.
In Pixies.
Yeah, in Pixies. It was after
I
Kim.
always say the Pixies.
I know, so do I. Well, because that's just grammar things.
So Mark gets to school, passes Nora, won't speak to her.
Right. They catch eyes and he's like, whatever.
And her friend's like, tramp.
Bitch.
Which I love that.
I know.
I love their little relationship.
I know.
They're cute.
And I love their clothes. Like
yes,
both of them.
Both of their outfits are amazing.
So cute.
The principal's locking down the fucking records.
Yes.
There's more graffiti on the gym.
Yep. The principal is a maggot pusswad.
The kid gets caught selling these bootleg tapes.
Little Donald gets popped for selling the tapes.
And
like,
they grill him.
Tell us. He's like, I don't know.
He's like, nobody knows. Like, literally, Nora's the only person
right.
who
Like,
knows.
nobody knows who
No
he
one.
is except for him and Nora.
And this is where Seth Green suddenly
Here
appears.
comes Joey. Seth Green with this thick-ass mullet.
Yes. Get this on the PA. Which
Oh,
was
my
this the same
God.
hair he had in
Airborne?
Yes.
Yes.
Didn't he have that hair?
I feel like I don't think it was mullet style.
What year was Airborne? Was that? I feel like it was later. I'm sorry to snap at you. I don't know.
91, 92 perhaps,
wave
but I
at
feel
you.
like it was more of a bob.
Maybe
very
a little bit
blunt,
shorter. Yeah.
Very thick
Yes.
red bob. But anyhow, he wants to get on the PA system.
And the
There's
kids are
more
hanging
graffiti.
up slogans. Yeah.
Right, and they come...
93. So 3 years after this. Yeah.
Okay, so he had to grow that mullet out. So that makes sense. Anyway, like they come through like, no more music in the quad.
Alcove, whatever. Yeah. No,
Right.
anyone defacing property is expelled. And they
Joey-
start playing this thing over the PA, which is a
He made
Beaver
like a
remix, but
yeah,
I
it was
could
like
not
a
understand what the
yeah,
fuck they
I don't
were
know what they
saying.
were saying.
I don't know what part of Deaver's conversation that was a remix of.
I don't know. I mean, I assume it was from the phone conversation
couldn't
from the
hear
show,
what
but
he
I
was
couldn't
saying
say
on it.
what it was that was incriminating. And they can't shut it off.
Nope.
They don't know what they're whatever doing. And like Joey and Donald high five.
The news van arrives
Shep
and that
Shepherd.
blonde punk's
And
out
was
there.
Shep Shepherd not a real
I don't know.
I feel like Shep Shepherd was a real Liana. Liana. I feel like that was a real person. But anyway, there's like smoke bombs going off and Maz is like, I was already expelled.
And so yeah, he's trying to, and so,
So
it
now-
took this
okay.
long into
Right.
the movie for me to realize there was
He was?
Shep Shepherd was a real broadcaster.
Okay, was that Shep Shepherd?
Is Shep Shepherd in Pump Up the Volume? Because yeah, that was
That
his
was
name.
weird. So yeah, he's already been expelled from the school. Like he's like whatever. He's doing the whole thing. Like he was like, well, how about getting arrested?
Right.
No one's gonna believe you. The principal comes out and tells
Right.
him.
And he's like, Happy Harry will.
Right. And like Nora pulls Mark aside.
Into a room.
Right.
And she's like, Paige Woodward burned up all her shit
Burned
last
up all her
night.
shit because and her dad was unthrilled.
Yes. And in a,
It was Clayton Landley.
Clayton Landley, based on the
who-
real Shep Shepherd.
That
Okay.
was weird that they would have used the real name and
I
not
know,
actually
like,
Shep
why?
Shepherd. I feel like
That was
he might have done
unnecessary.
it. Okay, well, whatever.
He wasn't well known enough for you to use it.
I
You
know,
what
I guess,
mean?
or did they make up the name and he just copied it?
No, it says it was based on.
It was based
Oh,
on
that's
him.
weird.
They
Okay.
don't give a reason why.
Weird.
So anyway, now the students are required to inform their and really you
You're
thought
going to
like
trust the students to inform their parents of an emergency
I'm
meeting
sure
for the PTA?
a robocall went home.
Oh, well,
which you could always, like-
1990, was there robocalls or someone had to call everybody?
Well, yeah, because I would like ditch school and like I would get home to clear the.
You could block them.
oh.
Well, yeah. If you did the, what was that star 60 something?
It was star
70
86 to
There was
Star
it was
86 to get rid of it
and star 69 to call back.
to call
Star
back.
69 was to call back.
Well, you could always clear it from
That's when
the.
prank calling ended, was with Star 69. That's
Yes.
when I stopped doing prank calls.
Oh yes, because
Caller
they
ID
could call
and
you
Star
right back.
69
Yes.
ended that shit quick.
Well, I was never very good at prank calling.
I didn't really
people.
do.
Like,
I
wasn't
was
really
in the
into-
room when prank calling happened, but I was rarely the person.
I
making
was
the
never.
prank
Yeah, I
call.
was never the one making the prank call. It wasn't really my thing.
So he tells her it's all over. Like, I'm not doing this anymore.
Right, and now they have that emergency meeting tonight. Mark wants to be left alone. Like that cop.
They almost run some
I
kids down
know,
in the
like
crosswalk.
mows them down in cold blood in that crosswalk. And they talk about they got. Oh yeah, he
They
goes
found
to get
his
his
P.O.
PO
box.
box. They got like a warrant for the
And
PO
the
box.
news is already there. Shep Shepherd's on it.
He's on the scene, and the PO box is registered to
Chuck U. Farley?
Chuck U. Farley, and it's registered to the school address.
And so Mark's watching the news about himself with his
Right,
parents.
and like, how do these people not think it's their kid?
Still,
Like they don't have, like they do for a second.
They do for a second at a certain point, but not
like
at all at this point.
I feel like it would have come up sooner because he says his dad bought him all this shit.
That's what I'm
like,
saying.
Like who is doing the pirate
He's
radio
doing
station?
nothing but being in the basement.
Right.
And that's not his bedroom.
No.
I don't think. I mean, it's got his mom's old fucking dresses in it, and like
he's got
couch
a couch in there,
and like
but it's
radio
like the
equipment.
basement.
So like,
or the
what do you
garage.
think he's doing from
He's
10
podcasting in the garage.
to?
Oh shit!
Fuck! God
That's
damn
what
it.
we're doing. There's a
Couple of
couch
happy,
in
hairy
here.
hard-ons.
Oh,
It's
no,
all covered in boxes.
Well,
but
yeah,
it's in here.
I can't hump a dress on your couch right now.
Nope. There's a mattress, but it's standing up. So sorry, no couch humping tonight.
Not tonight.
So they go to the big meeting, and his dad is a speaker. Because
Well, that's
he's like
what they
the
make
school
Mark
commissioner,
go
and they
to
make
the
him
meeting.
Come. Yeah,
but none of the other kids are there. They just
No.
make him go because his dad works there. And again, they're not like the principal says. Look at anybody that has a connection to the school. Like why? Okay.
like this kid that's the only kid at the fucking meeting. Okay, nope, not him.
Right. So they go to the meeting and it's Lynn Shay.
And Paige comes in with her nose all bandaged
Yep,
up.
with her nose job. She takes the stage.
She's got something to say.
Yep, and she's like, why won't you listen? There's something wrong at this school. And she has like
We're scared to be who we really are.
Yeah, and she has like a breakdown. And the principal tries to calm her down, but no. She goes out to the press and yells and flips them off and
Tells
like,
him, don't listen, stay on the air. And she
stay
growls
on,
at the
talk
camera.
hard.
Rah.
Like, and mother wants to know, like, oh, you want to go home because you want to listen to that
He's like,
show.
yeah,
Tony.
yeah.
He's like, yeah, sure. Okay, duh, mom. And like the speakers.
The kids all congregate at the field again in their cars to listen.
Right,
And
the
here
press
comes Seth
shows
Green
up.
with his giant speakers.
Right, and the kids like want to see what's up, and Nora's out walking the streets.
Paige is there. Nora takes off. The news is there.
Right, and like she ends up at Mark's house, and he's burning it all.
Burning it all on the barbecue, all the fan letters. And
Right,
she's like,
like
oh, I brought
having
you
fun.
some posters, but
Right, and like
you
he's
don't
being
care.
really haphazard with that lighter fluid. Like
y'all, he could have easily lit himself on fire the way
very
he was doing that.
easily, just the fumes.
And it was unnecessary. It's paper, Mark.
I know,
Give it a
like,
fucking minute. It's gonna burn.
Give it a minute, Mark.
It's
I mean,
not
like
made of something that's not gonna burn.
I know you're having a moment right now,
Right?
but like relax.
You're a smart kid. Put the
He's
lighter fluid down.
Shutting it all down. Like he's not going on tonight. And she's like, you have to.
You have a responsibility to the people that believe in you.
Oh, open your mouth. He's like, I can't talk to you.
Until he turns the on-air
Yes,
sign on.
and
That's
once
what
that
we do.
on-air sign is on.
Yeah,
ready
hey Mike, we
to
need an on-air
roll.
sign with a middle finger.
We need it.
We need it.
We need it.
If you're up for it, you might be willing to pay this time. I don't know.
We have a little
middle
money. We might
We
be
got a little
able
bit
to
of money.
pay. We
Let
might
us
be able
know.
to pay
Let
this
us know if you're
time.
down. So yeah, he got a letter from a guy with a problem. He turns on the air. And he
Right.
starts talking about himself and you
Yes.
know, that it's a letter he got. He can't
Right.
talk when he wants to.
It's not. It's like his friend, but like he's talking about himself.
And he found someone he likes.
Yes.
And maybe the best thing to do is just turn around and face the music and try to talk. And he turns around and she's gone.
She's gone. And now his parents are at the door and they're knocking at the door and they want to get in. And he starts covering up all of his
he
shit.
shuts down.
And like,
He's covering his shit. And like, they are banging on
I
the door.
know,
And he
they
has
know he's
clearly
in there.
said, I'm coming.
Well,
it's not like he's probably jerking off in there. So
it
give
makes
him a
sense
second.
later.
It makes sense later, but you're like, fucking relax.
Right. Like fucking like he's in there. He has answered you.
He has said, just give
me a minute. So anyway, they come in, everything's cool.
And they heard him talking, and Nora
Right.
jumps out from behind the couch.
Oh,
So
he was
what?
talking to
She
me.
just was hiding behind the
I
fucking
know.
couch
Like
the whole
he
time?
was gonna turn around. Like I
What
don't know.
was the plan?
I don't know.
Because she wasn't expecting his parents.
Right,
just
like she
ducked
didn't
behind
hide
the couch
because
when
his
he was
parents
saying-
were at the door.
He's like, I'm going to turn around and talk, and she just went bloop.
Whoop. Yeah, like I don't want to hear it. If you're not going to be hairy, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. It's too real. It's too real. Not if you're right in front of me. No, it scares me now.
So she saves the day by pretending
Right,
to bang
she's like,
their
I was-
son,
He was talking to me, and they're like, "Oh,
and his dad's
Oh.
super stoked.
oh." He's like, "Hey, you,
Hey, you big dog.
I can tell them titties are nice."
And we will find out
I
they
know.
are.
They are indeed.
They are indeed perky. And so, yeah, they're very happy to meet her. She's got to go, but nice meeting you.
Right,
We're like,
I gotta
no,
go.
no,
They're
no,
like, no, you don't have to go. You
don't
can
have
stay.
to
And
go.
then she's like, no, I gotta go.
And for a second, they're like, oh, we thought you were that DJ character.
I know. And like his old man's like, you've been a bad dog,
Yeah.
haven't you? We thought you were that crazy radio guy. And they leave. And he gets back on the air. And he's like,
starts with a bunch of fart noises.
right. And he's like, I'm feeling kind of rude tonight.
And he talks about the PTA meeting to talk about him.
Right. And he was like, everybody that was at that meeting ran home to listen. And I say, so be it.
Rise up in the cafeteria and stab them with your plastic forks.
Yes.
Down with all guidance counselors. Calls Deaver again.
Right.
And he's got the fucking cops tracing his phone, which you guys, it was
Tracking.
1990.
I know. Like that seemed not fast enough.
It took way too short of a time.
He was
to trace
boasting.
his phone. He was
Well,
boasting.
it doesn't matter anyway because
He has a
everyone is all
transmitter.
like worrying. It was a very tense moment. Like everybody in the field was like, "Oh man,
Mark
run,
wasn't
man!
worried.
They're coming." But
He's
he's
like,
not
"Nah."
worried because there's a nice couple down the street that are getting busted right now.
for unknowingly supplying me with my phone line.
And in their shed is the other half of like the cradle of the cordless phone with the antenna.
Yep.
Remember that? I
Yep.
had that. I had the antenna on it.
And he
You had to
comes
do that or
out-
it wouldn't work.
He comes out shirtless on the patio.
Yes.
And Nora's still there. She tells him he doesn't have to talk.
Yes.
She takes her sweater off.
And she's like, I'll be
Titties.
topless too. And let's have our nippies out in the nip night.
Yes, she does. And he's like, "You're so fearless.
I wish I could be like you.
And I gotta
You
give him
are.
this. He keeps his hands off them titties.
I mean,
I wouldn't have. 16 years old. Some girl takes her top off in front of me. I'm sorry, he didn't even press up against her.
No.
He kept a nice, respectful Christian distance, a nice Christian Slater distance from them titties.
Kept a nice Christian Slater distance. He left room for
He
Jesus.
sure did. He's a better man than I. She's licking her lips over and over like,
Oh,
come
I
on.
wanna do you see
Come
these
on.
nipples are
Like, come
erect? They're
on.
pointed
They
right
are-
at her. Shing, shing.
She gonna take your eye out, boy. And they finally start kissing and
I
they hear a
know.
siren.
Oh, get down. He's like, oh, that's just them dropping my neighbor off.
Are you really wearing a cock ring?
I've only seen it in a magazine.
And she tries to take his pants down to
And he's like,
see.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, I've got neighbors.
And she's like, oh, well, maybe we should pause for station identification, which it is a perfect time.
Oh, for another double breaker, man. Are we giving the people what they want or what?
Stopping for station identification
No.
after these messages.
We'll be right back.
Let's see. No. I'm not ready to watch that yet. You know what? I'll just watch this again. Do you ever find yourself doom scrolling your streamer looking for something to watch, but just end up rewatching the same shows over and over again? Hi, I'm Dustin, and welcome to the Rewatch Recap, a show where guests and I rewatch every episode in a TV season or a classic TV movie to see if it holds up, and making fun of the parts that don't. So come on, rewatchers, let's revisit these shows together every Monday on the Rewatch Recap, wherever podcasts are played.
And we return to the school
Yes.
where the news is still there, and Nora is still licking her lips
I know.
in an attempt to get Mark to kiss her. Like this
I know.
circling each other
This,
with
yes.
the lick lipping. Lick lipping.
Yes,
What the
the
fuck?
lip licking.
The lip licking.
The lick lipping.
Like, Jesus Christ, Mark, kiss this
me.
girl.
I know, and she's all cute. And
Her
this
Bonnie Bell is
blazer
almost
and, like,
worn off.
Her Bonnie Bell, her lip smacker is dry. Her Dr. Pepper lip smacker. She's eaten half a tube.
Waiting for you, and now you're just gonna like
I
walk.
know.
And then that kiss is so weak. Like
I know.
that's all she got for all that.
She
lick
wore
lipping.
this. She wore this blazer with this paisley
Yes.
prairie dress combo, which I will wear that tomorrow.
You know she fretted in the mirror.
Oh
to
my
see
God,
him
she
for
thought
the
about
first
it.
time
I
after her
know.
topless little frolic.
She
with
put the
him.
brooch on. She was like, I'm
Yes.
cute. I got my little bunny bells, my little pinkies, my little.
Her Tinkerbell fucking nail polish on.
Tinkerbell. It's peeling off on the edges.
Actually, by then it was hard candy. Yes. 90 though? Hard candy? Maybe that was
Wet and Wild, perhaps.
Maybe Wet and
in
Wild.
Pleasant Hill, Arizona.
There you go. And Talk Hard is spray painted on the grass.
Yes,
the signs
the truth
are up
is
in
a
the quad.
virus.
And he's freaking out.
Yep.
I'm not going on anymore.
Nope, I'm done. It's over. She's like, you're so close
To what?
to getting your message out.
You can't leave it like this. People are confused.
I know. Yeah, we're all confused. Everybody's confused. It's completely nuts. And like, yeah, you make me nuts.
And then, like, I don't know if this guy was a teacher or what, but the guy who I have referred to throughout my notes as the school narc
Yeah,
is picking kids up for psychiatric evaluations.
Squarehead dude.
Yes, with the
jarhead guy.
keychain.
Yeah,
keychain.
keychain. Keychain.
His keychain. It was on one of those things.
He's choking him out with it.
Exactly.
Oh, shit. So anyway, he's pulling all these kids out. The principal has ordered psych evals.
And he's asking them all about who Harry is.
I know, but like, she's like,
None
yeah, I
of
can
them
fucking
know.
do this. But nobody knows, but like, she can't do this
You
shit.
can't just be doing this.
You can't just be doing
Just
this.
be doing this.
The kids are all restless, and like the guy punches Maz. Like, that was the dude, the eraser head dude, like fucking punches Maz. And like Audrey's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, she tries to like.
What is
get in
wrong
it, like,
with
what's
this
happening?
school? The FCC is on the scene, and they can like triangulate.
Yeah,
You can see. You can't see.
you guys
this,
can't see her, but she's triangulating right now.
triangulating right now.
And Nora got expelled for failing
Yes.
math and cutting class and saying "fuck you" to the
Yeah,
principal.
she said "fuck you," and like Miss Audrey runs up to Mark like, "I just want to say goodbye."
Yeah, she was fired.
Like, good luck. It's like it's all coming down, man.
Oh, Mark's dad comes in to see what's going on, and the
Right.
principal's like, "We're just getting rid of the troublemakers."
She has lost her fucking mind.
Like, you're a fucking high school principal
Right.
in Arizona.
Right. In Pleasant Hill, Arizona.
Like, are you somehow pocketing the money that's
I guess
coming
so.
for these kids? Like, you're so invested in being the number one school
I
in
know.
SAT scores that you're gonna like do all these kids fucking dirty like this?
That's weird.
She's a weirdo. Guys, she's the one who's not normal.
She's not normal.
She's not normal.
She needs to see a psychiatrist. She needs a mental
She
evaluation.
does. And so Audrey comes back in the office, gets the files,
And
and
she stole the file for Luis Chavez.
and that's when Teen Wolf Dad shows
Yep,
up as the
he's
head
like
of the
the-
FCC, or I don't know if he's the head,
right,
but
he's like the FCC guy, and now he's on the news, and like then they go around. The FCC truck is painted. Stay hard, Harry. Ooh, got you, motherfuckers.
Harry's at home MacGyvering all of his equipment
Right,
together.
he sets it up to be mobile.
going on the road.
The kids have gathered, wondering if he's going to go on tonight. It's too risky.
And FCC vans are all there.
Right, and like they burn the principal in
Yeah.
effigy. This is wild.
It's getting wild.
Yeah, the countdown begins and
Nothing happens.
nothing happens. The principals even come through, and like Mark comes through Nora's window.
What is with this kid?
I
and
know.
coming into girls'
It's
windows.
because
Here's
he has
another.
an identical twin that does
That's what
this
I'm
shit.
saying.
Like
this is
what
why
you
it's a
did.
parallel.
It's been too long since we mentioned her last time, so she's not going to show up tonight.
We still haven't done.
We really
Bloody
never
Melissa in
did.
the mirror. We keep saying we're gonna do
Bloody
it.
Perry, Bloody Perry.
We keep saying we're gonna do it, and we ain't done it.
Come inside, clean by the light of the moon.
He tells her we started something here.
Right,
You
like,
need to help me finish it.
yep, I need your help to finish it. He got his mom beep, beep, jeep.
He got something to show her.
Right?
You're bigger than a baby's arm.
Yes. And it's like, yeah, it's obvious. Like, me and Radio Shack did all this shit. And like, can you drive the stick shift or whatever that goes on in a Jeep that I'm not aware of?
And then everybody knows starts.
Ooh, yes.
The kids cheer.
Harry.
The FCC hauls ass
Yes,
looking
they
for the
go out
signal.
trying to triangulate.
Hi, Dad.
I'm in jail.
Hello,
Hi, Dad. I'm in jail.
I like it
I
here."
like it here.
And Nora's driving
my
way
God.
too
yeah,
fucking
she's
fast.
like, calm down.
Like, you're
if you're
not-
trying to be cool.
Like, you're trying not to draw attention, so like, be chill, bitch.
And hi Dad, I'm in jail.
I love it.
From fucking Liquid Television.
Mm-hmm.
That's in there deep. I love it. But anyhow, he's like,
Harry's like, so they play
coming out
that,
as a political hack in charge of free speech and like
talking about the guy from the FCC.
right, and like he runs off. The guy,
He gets back in his limo.
yes, because they're like harassing him, and like they evade, and they're like just pull over everything that's moving.
And the FCC trucks are almost running into each other.
I
and
know,
shit.
like it's all Keystone Cops situation, even though she's driving wildly through
Yes.
the flatlands of suburban Arizona. Like, where are you going? Like,
Right?
where are you going to hide? You can't get into traffic. And it's an open Jeep with like the
Exactly.
antennae
It's pretty obvious where it's
with
coming
all the
from.
shit in the back. I mean, you'll see it.
And the kids are attacking the FCC guy's limo. I'm under siege.
Yes,
They're
I
like
need you
jumping
to
on
come.
it.
Right. And then this is when Miss Audrey comes up with the proof.
Yes, she got the proof that the principal's been weeding out undesirables
Mm-hmm.
after getting the money from them.
But leaving them on the roster to collect
Yep.
the munties.
She flags all the students with low SAT scores and starts files on them, which you don't take the SATs
know,
to
like,
like your
what-
junior or senior year.
I don't understand how any of this works. I feel like this was a haphazard.
And I don't know. And the SATs is like an extra thing. You don't get the money from the SATs.
didn't
You get them from
take
the
the
state
SATs.
exams. Because
Yeah.
the SATs is optional.
I took state exams.
State
and I would
exams
fuck
you
around
had
on
to
state
take.
exams. Like I would make little patterns in the bubbles.
I only did that in academic decathlon.
I did FU once.
Girl,
it was deep.
I got a medal in math and academic decathlon from doing like guessing because I ran out of time and
Yeah,
I have somewhere a bronze medal for
Nice.
math in
Nice.
academic decathlon.
all of it is lies.
And so Mark's dad shows up and he hears about all this.
Right. Nora does some off-roading,
Yes.
and like they busted the harmonizer.
oh no, he has to use his real voice.
Right, and he's like he sees they pull out over the
he sees the
thing where he
crowd
sees the
gathered
crowd
for him.
gathered, and he's like, "No, I'm going on with my real voice this time."
We're all worried. We're all in pain. That comes with having eyes and ears.
But it can't get any worse than this. It can only get better.
High school is the bottom.
Yep.
And quitting will not make you stronger. Living will.
Living makes you stronger. So being a member of the why bother generation myself.
Remember that?
Yep. Why bother?
And he would have been Generation X probably, right?
Yeah.
Not Generation Y. But what happened to Generation Y bother?
I know. Because it was
That was
Generation
us,
Y.
right?
Yeah.
We
I
weren't
feel like that was.
millennials.
No, it wasn't that. It was Generation Y because that was next in the fucking.
Yeah.
Because there's also the whatever Z.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So XYZ. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Why we
We
become
got
millennial?
why did we get millennial?
Stupid Y2K.
I know. Stupid Y2K.
And then he goes all Fern Gully,
Yes.
healing
Yes, it
the
can only
world
begin
and
within yourself, and the helicopter comes up over, and it's
Oh, the
like, oh
chopper.
shit, get to the chopper, and it's like, where are you gonna fucking go?
they have the fucking lights.
This
on you,
is
bro.
like full on like
They ha-
90s car
They've had
chase.
your mom's Jeep license
I
plate
know,
number for the last
license
15
plate,
minutes.
Like you didn't think to take the license plate off.
Seriously, bro.
of there? Like even if they wouldn't have even if they would have left the license plate on there, I feel like they could have checked how many Jeeps are registered in Pleasant Hill, Arizona.
Or at least like don't turn on your air thing until you're way far from that fucking
Yeah.
you're at the edge of
Or
where you can be to
something.
transmit
well,
to that
because then
field.
could they not hear it if they weren't?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like
Oh,
you'd be
like
to
go
just the
edge
furthest
of-
you could be
yeah.
where you can still reach that field. But don't start like from your house.
Well, they had to move because the FCC could triangulate.
Yeah. Well, I
Where
get
they
why
were.
they were moving around, but like just
Well,
like
yeah.
don't start like you can see the field from there. You're
That's
like
true.
really close to where the
That's true.
FCC is.
I know, and then that's where he decides to go like voice modulator off is right there in front of everybody. Like if somebody would have looked up, they would have seen him, right?
Yeah, and I
They
don't. And
figured
why
out it
does
was
the
him.
FCC care about a high school kids pirate radio
I
station?
know.
Not sure.
I don't know. Like, what were they doing? Like, only one kid killed himself, and it's not like because he encouraged him to
So
do
this
so.
is just because the news got involved
well,
and all
that
this
because
shit.
the school was being
Yeah.
shady, and they were being exposed for being shitty adults.
And so they take off. The cops close in. She
Right.
drives over to the field, and he's telling them to find their voice and use it.
Stay on the air.
Pick
like,
a name. Go
do
on the
whatever.
air.
Talk about anything. Like
Fill
get
the
on
air.
there. Right.
Steal it. Keep the air alive.
Right. He gets loaded up into the van, and he tells everybody to
Talk hard as they put him in the paddy wagon and take him
Right,
away.
And we hear everybody now doing their own little show.
Oh, what is the parallel
Weird.
there?
Everybody doing their own little show. Everybody would be famous for 15 minutes.
And
in
here
the
we
future.
are, 30 years later.
Have we started our 15 minutes yet? Is our 15 minutes up?
I don't know what you consider fame. I don't know if 200 listeners
Say-
is famous. I mean, it's more listeners than Happy Harry had. There was not
Well,
200
that's
kids in
true.
that field.
There was a lot of kids.
There was
in
a
that
lot of
field
kids
towards
down
the
there, but
end. There was a lot
that
of people.
that could be our whole listenership.
That could be. We could have
That
the
field.
same.
We might be as famous as Happy Harry Hardon.
And
at
I
this
would be
point.
happy about that.
That's
I mean,
plenty
I'm happy
famous.
with what we have. I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
upset about it. I'm very proud of what
Well,
we
I
have
might be
built.
scared if we got too famous. That song that just
That's
got made
true.
for our Patreon made me feel a little.
If the FCC came for us, we'd have to like go mobile. We don't have a
We're
Jeep.
not doing that. This is
Could you
pirate radio.
imagine?
Can you imagine? They're gonna shut us down.
Well, oh god, that would be the cool thing to do, right? Because like we
gotta
don't
say
give a fuck.
something
No
negative
one's ever
enough
gonna
or
make us say
anti enough.
No one's ever gonna make us not say the shit we're gonna say.
Free speech, baby.
Well, just whatever. Yeah, talk hard.
We're gonna
Hack
talk
the
hard
planet.
forever. Hack the planet.
I mean, whatever. You can't fucking stop us.
You
Can't fucking stop us now. We're fucking
Nothing's
too.
gonna stop us. Oh, that was not. No. I did a different.
Ain't nothing
tune.
gonna break my stride.
That's-
Ain't nothing gonna hold me down. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. Yeah.
That too. And on that note,
We'll talk at you next time.
later, doomers.